Ross Stripling now available for questions.
There's this turn strip on for light.
First question from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
I can't hear.
Go ahead, Alana.
All right, Ross, overall, what do you take away from this one? Really cruising there and efficient in the beginning just until that final inning in the sixth.
Really happy with the way I threw. I thought the ball was coming out well. I thought I held my stuff deep into those innings and into my pitch count. The ones that make me mad are the profile walk, the Machado walk, and, obviously the Tatis bomb. But just felt like I was throwing the ball well. Curveball was great. Threw some good changeups. Heater command was good. And just, kind of box score, I feel like doesn't necessarily show how well I feel I threw tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned that the heater. Where did 95 come from, by the way?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not, I've definitely worked on some stuff in the off season through the quarantine. A lot kind of with trying to get my hip mobility a little better. I think there's some velocity and the ability to have more mobile hips, and maybe it's starting to show a little bit, but it really just encouraged that I was able to still hit those kind of 94, 95 there in the last inning.
Yeah, the velocity was certainly there on the fastball. We know what you can do with that 12-6 curve. You're working in that changeup. It seemed like everything in the arsenal was working tonight. When you have that many tools in the toolbox that are all effective, how much confidence does that give you out on the hill?
Really confident, because that's what pitching is, keeping guys off balance and not giving hitters any idea of what's coming. Obviously made a few mistakes tonight, and those lead to runs. But even some of the hits, I think of the 0-2 Will Myers hit there in the last inning was a heater way above the zone, just a good piece of hitting by him to put it in play, Garcia up there. But, yeah, as far as being able to have the whole arsenal working in a night, definitely feel confident mixing it into righties and lefties. Like I said, just wish I could have finished this out a little stronger.
You mentioned the walk to Profar, 2 walks to him, 1 by you, 1 by Trinan. This is a guy batting below 100. How much more does that kind of stick with you? Is there anything that'll keep you up tonight thinking about it?
Yeah, that one will keep me up tonight for sure. The Machado 3-2 pitch, man, I felt like that was right there. And I feel like I'd gotten that pitch throughout the night. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not sure. But in real time, it looked like it was just, one of the best pitches I threw all night. I think it was 95 down and away. And obviously could have gone either way and got called ball for. I think that one might actually haunt me more than the Profar one.
Really strong outing overall, Ross. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Lana.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, Ross, we've talked about your changeup. I think you got a couple of strikeouts with that pitch. Just how do you feel you're developing that pitch, and where you stand with it?
I feel great I feel great with it, especially against lefties. I would like to be able to mix it into more righties. I don't feel like I had a ton of opportunities today. There are some guys that you can throw to in this lineup, but I just the curveball was so good. I used that more to righties and the changeup more to lefties. I feel like when the changeup will really take the next step for me is when I trust it more to right-handed hitters. So really just kind of have to get the confidence and find the right places to start using it there. But in general, I have a good feel for it. Feel like I know how to throw it in the zone, how to throw it out of the zone, short and off. And, just keep working on it, throwing it, and it hopefully continues to be a weapon for me.
Where were you for Taylor's throw and your reaction to it?
I was in the locker room, man. I went nuts. I guess we're a little bit – they have, kind of a weird feed where we're just watching from, the press box, basically, so we can see it live. And then, CT is just a gamer, man. He catches that and throws it home, and what a play. That was really cool. We went nuts here in the locker room.
You guys finished this road trip 7-2. Obviously, that's on the field. But is it nice to get the longest road trip out of the way and having no positive tests, kind of getting everything out of the way and knowing what's ahead for you guys on the road during the season?
Yeah, great question. Really encouraged by that, especially to go to a few hotbeds right between Houston and Arizona. and come out of it unscathed. And then obviously 3 really good teams and a long road trip, and to go 7-2 is certainly encouraging as a team and an accomplishment on its own. So, but definitely just happy to be headed home healthy. No cases, knock on wood, in the locker room, and keep building off that. And yeah, always nice to get the longest road trip behind us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more question. Go ahead, Jeff Saunders.
Yeah, Ross, it looks like your next start is lined up against the Padres as well. What do you how's that set up for you? What did you learn about this lineup that you could take into the next start?
It's a really, really good lineup. They're a good mix of patient hitters and aggressive hitters, guys that can do a lot of damage. Tatis in there, I had 0-2, and he hit it like 480 feet, so it's a good test all the time. And now I'm going to turn around and face him right again. So, certainly not going to tip my hand too much, but just keep working the whole arsenal, mixing counts, pitches and all counts. Like I said, maybe try and throw some of those changeups to right-handed hitters next time, just to give them another wrinkle, something to look for. But I feel like I threw the ball well and kept them off balance tonight. So, it'll probably be more the same and make them adjust to me, and then we'll go from there.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ross.
Thanks.
Tried. Joc Pederson now available. First question from Juan Rizzo.
Go ahead, guys. I got Joc.
Go ahead, Alana.
I'm trying to unmute this darn thing. Go ahead, guys. I had Joc outside. Go ahead.
First questions from Jeff Saunders. Go ahead, Joe.
Can you just talk about the pitch that you hit out from Patino today? I mean, what were you expecting? What did you see from the stuff that he showed in that game?
Yeah, the report and the pitches before me, he was throwing the ball really hard. So I was just trying to get the barrel to the ball, and yeah, I hit it pretty good.
Next question from Mark Castillo. Go ahead.
Is there anything about hitting here at Petco that, is there anything with sight lines, background and backdrop, anything? I think you have 7 home runs in the last 8 games.
I just like being in San Diego. It's a nice spot. So yeah, I don't know. I'll take it though.
Got a question from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Joc, have you changed your approach at all, hitting lower in the lineup the way you are now?
Not really. Just do my best to adjust to it and make it not a big deal. You know what I mean? And do my best to help the team win wherever I get an opportunity.
Do you feel like you're getting a steady diet of off-speed pitches this year more so than last year, or is it about the same?
I think about the same. I think early on I just wasn't really seeing the ball too well, just trying to get my feet underneath. So yeah, that is frustrating, but I'm seeing the ball a lot better.
Thanks.
Yep.
Another question from Jorge. Go ahead.
Hey, Joc, besides, going 7-2 on the field and having that success, is it nice just to get the longest road trip out of the way and knowing what it's going to be like to be on the road during this sort of strange season and not having any positive cases?
Yeah, that's huge. You got to tip your hat to our training staff and the players holding each other accountable for our safety and our family safety. So really proud of that. And the wins obviously were nice as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joc.
Oh,
Dave Roberts now available. First question is from Luana Rizzo. Go ahead, Luana.
Dave, you're probably not going to see many more double plays like that are more exciting. How huge was that for Chris Taylor to be able to get that ball and see that read and get that in, and then Will to make the tag?
Yeah, it was a huge play, and Chris has done so much to help us win baseball games. Even the play before, cut it off, keep the guy at first base, and then come in and make a strong, accurate throw. God, he just does so many things, and even in that triple that he got to drive in a run, he's just that manager's dream. He's always ready when called upon, and he just seems to impact the game. Anytime he's in there.
I'm not certain that Ross Stripling's box score was really indicative of how well he pitched. What would you say about him throughout his entire outing tonight?
I thought he was really good. There were a couple of walks in there that I think that he'd like to have back, but the stuff was really good, and I really wanted to get him through that sixth inning because the pitch count was down. He was efficient, just made a couple mistakes late, but I thought he threw the heck out of it tonight.
What about Kenley? He seemed to struggle a little bit there with command.
Yeah, there was, the Grisham at bat. There was a walk in there, left some pitches over. And I think the Pham pitch was actually a good pitch, two-seamer that ran in. Tommy did a nice job pulling his hands in there right there. But, the walks are going to hurt you. But fortunately, we picked him up tonight, which he's done for us many times over.
Overall, 7-2 on this road trip, the longest road trip you guys will have all season long. What grade would you give yourselves?
Solid A. I think that a lot of expectations, noise going into Houston, a team that's, played as tough division rival in Arizona all the time, especially at their place, to win 3 or 4 there. And then, a team that's on the come, San Diego, and they gave us all we could handle. So to come in here and win 2 out of 3, the off day is certainly welcome, and we got to get ready to go back to work on Friday.
Okay, Dave, thank you.
Thank you.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, what to say about your team that a guy like Mookie Betts doesn't start for 3 games and you guys win 2 and his replacement hits 2 home runs? That's another one the other day.
Guy,
What to say about your team?
that, yeah, it's guys. It just speaks to the talent and the character. Obviously, you never want to lose your best player, but we're trying to nurse back to health and as a defense replacement the last couple nights. But it's just great to see other guys step up and contribute to wins.
Thank you.
Next question is from Dylan Hernandez. Go ahead, Dylan.
Dave, I know with bullpens, you always kind of, especially early in the season, you never quite know what you're going to get and stuff. How pleased have you been just kind of in the early going here with how your bullpen has performed as a group?
Dylan, you cut out a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is this any better?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you, obviously with bullpens, you never quite know what you're going to get, especially early in the season. How pleased have you been with the way the pen has performed as a group so far?
I've been pleased. I think we've done a great job of managing workload, and when these guys get an opportunity, and like tonight, it's been more throwing up more zeros. So this is what we expected coming in. They're not going to be perfect, but I just feel really confident in these guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Chris Taylor now available. First questions from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead.
Chris, an unbelievable defensive play. StatCast had that coming back in at 93.3 miles an hour, which I know to you was not the point. But what was the read on the ball, and obviously seeing Grisham run? How did you execute that?
Yeah, Manny hit it pretty low, so I feel like I got a pretty good jump. I don't think he really got into it. So just luckily my momentum was like already taking me in, and just tried to get rid of it as quick as I could and give Will an easy one hop.
How exhilarating is that as a player to be able to throw a ball on the line, have Will Smith make the tag and win the game, and then move your team to 7-2 on the series?
Yeah, that was an exciting series. Just to get a series win against that team, it was kind of back and forth and hard fought, and they got a lot of talented players, young players that, I think they're trying to make a statement, and it was just a big win for us, and to be able to do it in that fashion was nice.
Is this another example of just always being ready when anything can kind of change on a dime, considering this Padres team is probably a bit more competitive this year than they have been in the past?
Yeah, they fought back, and you got to give them credit. It seemed like every time we stretched the lead, they had a big inning and answered, and all the way down to the last out, it was hard fought, and it felt almost like a playoff game. So, I expect that's the type of team we'll see, come postseason.
Great defensive play, Chris. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Next question is from Michael Duarte. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Chris, Kenley owes you a save on that one. I think I remember that you've had a walk-off hit in your career, but what's more exciting, a walk-off hit or a walk-off assist like that?
I don't know. That was pretty cool. I don't think I've ever ended a game on the defensive side like that. They're both extremely exhilarating, but they both have their own feel to it. But I had never done that before, so it's pretty cool to, especially coming through for Kenley and getting him that save, and then not having to play extra innings was nice. So, that felt good.
Well, congrats again.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Chris? Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody.